Hello everyone, welcome to Bizdata's webinar on AI document understanding, turning unstructured data into actionable intelligence. I'm Hemant, your moderator, and I'm excited to get started. Unstructured data slows businesses and adds risks. AI document understanding turns this data into clear insights for industries like pharmaceuticals, insurance, legal, retail, and many more. Today, we have an engaging agenda lined up. We'll dwell into the core challenges posed by unstructured data, explore how AI powered solutions can effectively address these issues, showcase real world use cases that highlight the transformative impact across various sectors, and also we'll be presenting a live demonstration of BizData's innovative technology in action. And to conclude with, we'll be having a Q&A session to answer your questions and provide deeper insights. Joining us are Adil Mujib, the founder of BizData with 20 years of enterprise software experience, and a business analyst, Fardeen. So let's begin. Please welcome Adil Mujib to start us off.
Hey, thank you, Hemant, and hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I am Adil Mujib, the founder of Bizdata Inc. And as Hemant mentioned, I bring over 20 plus of years of experience in delivering enterprise solutions. Throughout my career, I have had the privilege of working with global enterprises to help them leverage technology for smarter operations and better decision making. Prior to founding BizData, I started Rapid Flow, which grew into Oracle implementation partner, specializing in Oracle supply chain solutions. At BizData, our mission is to empower businesses to unlock the full potential of their data, transforming raw information into actionable insights that drive success. Today, I'm excited to share ideas with you and explore how intelligent use of data can help you stay ahead in an increasingly competitive landscape. A little bit about our company, Bizdata. Bizdata was founded in 2019 with a mission to provide no-code data integration analytics with a commitment to accelerate data integration and decision making through smart use of data. We offer a AI-driven data integration platform called eZintegration, which provides data connectivity across various business application and databases, including uh, ERPs, including cloud application, on-premise systems, e-commerce platforms, and even data coming in from your IoT sensors. Our customers use this platform to automate workflows, streamline operations, and adapt to rapidly evolving business processes. We are headquartered in Wilmington, Delaware, with our development center located in India, and our customers come from wide variety of industries, including retail, healthcare, pharma, and foods and beverage industries. Moving on to the next slide. Uh, our agenda for today's webinar looks something like this. First, we are going to talk a little bit about the problems and challenges being faced by enterprises in managing, processing, and extracting data out of these vast amounts of unstructured and semi-unstructured documents. And broadly speaking, we would be talking about how and what role AI can play in managing these problems or in solving these problems. And followed by, we will be taking a deeper look into what is AI document understanding. When we talk about an AI in relation to document understanding, what does that mean? And we will be providing an overview of our platform, eZintegrations, and its capability with respect to AI document understanding. We would also be talking about a little bit about several business use cases and business benefits of AI document understanding in different industries, followed by a live demo. This particular demo, we are trying to strike a balance between technical as well as business. We don't want to go too technical as well as not make it very generic. So we are trying to strike a balance between the two. But given the time constraint, I believe we have to have some kind of boundaries wherein how deep or technical we can go, as well as how generic and how what kind of flavor we can provide you in terms of the business use cases with respect to it. We are going to have a question and answer session at the end of the webinar, but you are most welcome to post your questions during the presentation in the chat, and my colleagues will be continuously monitoring those questions, and will try to address those questions during the webinar, or at least before the conclusion of this webinar, this session. All right, so moving on to problems and challenges. As you can see, I mean, I'm pretty sure in you all in your organization uh, might be facing maybe some of these or maybe all of these problems and challenges. And one of the problem that we often see with our customer is in terms of information overload and of this unstructured data. Enterprises are generating massive volumes of documents. I mean, there are certain common documents which every company produces, like contracts, invoices, reports, emails, and these are mostly unstructured. And then there are certain industry specific documents that are very critical for business operations. So for example, in an insurance industry, you have unstructured documents in terms of, let's say, policy documents or claims documents, which has basically lot of unstructured data, which has lot of critical data, which is very important for the business operation and providing deep insights into the business. Similarly, for example, pharma industry, like in the pharma industries, during the clinical trial, during and before, and even after clinical trials, companies have to file lots of documents with FDAs, and they're like process specification documents. There is a drug specifications document. You have batch record documents, and each of these documents contains lots of valuable information, which is a totally unstructured format. And that's where there's lots of information in these documents. And the problem that companies face in these industries is, how do we take out this valuable information that exists in these documents and make it and put to use for the better decision making and faster decision making. Another business challenge that enterprises face in terms of these unstructured document is inefficient search and retrieval mechanism. You end up generating these documents, and these documents undergo a lot of version controls, lot of updates, and the challenge then becomes is, how do we easily retrieve these information or these documents when you really need it? And employees, in our experience, employees waste significant amount of time searching for the right documents or specific information within that documents. In terms of like the compliance and risk management, I mean, most of the enterprises today are governed by several compliance standards. Let's say in a pharma healthcare industry, HIPAA compliance is like very, very important. Or for pharma industry, GMP compliance is very important. And for a lot of other organizations, GDPR, for protecting our privacy, protecting our private data, GDPR compliance, we have to be GDPR compliant. Now, these regulatory compliances require consistent classification, retention, and auditing of documents, and manual methods are prone to oversight and risk making the company non-compliant. So again, major challenge in terms of making sure we are compliant and don't fall into a non-compliance risk. When you have such a huge amount of data that's getting generated in an unstructured document, if you rely totally on manual data entry, I mean, that again puts you at risk for introducing errors and inconsistencies. Uh, Again, workflow bottlenecks in an organization. You can have uh, let's say documents that are waiting for approval, sign offs, routing this document to the right person, all these becomes major challenges. And when these are in unstructured format, and format and contains some information that requires quick action. Version control and collaboration is another major challenge, and I referred to it in my previous point as well, that when you are producing a lot of these documents, let's say in pharma industry, you have to generate process specification documents, and these documents undergo a lot of version changes. They get revised, they get updated throughout its life cycle. So making sure you have the latest and greatest information in these documents, they have a version control enabled, again is a major challenge for these organizations. And with the version control also comes with the access control, that these documents which contains business specific sensitive information have access to only the people that require that information. And so access control is again a major challenge. Managing the access control is again is a major challenge here. Language and format diversity, right? I mean, most of the organizations these days are like global in nature, and they end up producing documents in multiple languages. So the challenge there is, how do we maintain consistency and standardization across language, and making sure these documents that we are producing in the form of PDFs, emails, spreadsheets, Word docs, which have a lot of these business specific information, is standardized and taken care of. With this one, I'm going to talk a little bit about, like, broadly before we get into AI document understanding. I'd like to talk a little bit about the role AI can play in terms of handling some of these challenges in a structure in these documents. And definitely AI can help us in the data extraction out of these unstructured documents, and put it into more structured sources so that it can be utilized for your data analytics. It could be utilized for your workflow automation. It could also be utilized for finding deeper insights into the trends and patterns that exist in those databases. Uh, One of the point that we talked earlier is how easily retrievable these documents are. So AI can definitely help index these documents, which will help in reducing time wastage, finding it manually. And AI can help in protecting these documents and providing access control that we talked about. Some of these information. So, for example, a document that contains, let's say, your date of birth or your, let's say, social security number, AI should be able to automatically detect this sensitive information and apply policy-based controls so that the data is secured and not compromised. Again, in terms of compliance risk that we talked about, AI can definitely help in making sure some of these compliance workflows are automated and enhanced, so that there is no risk for non-compliance. Uh, Again, some of the points that we talked, the challenges that we talked about, like routing the these documents to the right person at the right time for faster decision making, or for AI can definitely help in maintaining versioning of the system. AI can detect duplicates, track changes, and provide an intelligent version control system, as well as providing support for diverse document types and languages, ensuring that there is a standardization across different words, different documents which exist in, let's say, in different languages. So overall, AI, as you can see, can play a very important role in reducing manual efforts by automating validation, input, and document processing, and can accomplish end-to-end automation for that. Okay, so with this a little bit context and background, let's get into like when we say AI document understanding, basically what we are talking about here. And in a very simple, without getting too much in technical detail, AI document understanding, what we are referring to here is an AI that can uh, read a document, understand a document, contextualize a document, just like us humans, and it can contextualize and interpret that document and extract the required information automatically. So basically, just like us human, when we look at a document, we try to contextualize that document, right? We have this ability to read a document, images, graphics, and then context, put that in a specific context, and then interpret it and extract the meaning out of it, right? So that is what AI document understanding is. Now, the question that people immediately pops up is like, okay, how is it different from, let's say, something like OCR? Like you guys might be familiar with old technology or current. A lot of times we use OCR to extract information out of, let's say, documents like invoices, purchase orders, and things like that. The major and critical the critical difference between OCR and AI document understanding is, while OCR can extract the data out of a document, but it has to have a predefined template and a format. Only then it works. Secondly, it cannot understand that document. It cannot contextualize that document. It can only extract certain fields which have a fixed position in a point of reference in a document, and it can extract it. Whereas AI document and it doesn't follow a predefined template. It could be completely unstructured, and AI would be able to read, interpret it, and extract meaning out of it. So that's what we are referring to it here. And in every industry, there is a need of document understanding. In some industries, more important than the others. For example, as I mentioned before, some of the industries like insurance, pharma, medical devices, telecom industry, legal businesses, legal firms. I mean, they're producing tons of unstructured documents. They're producing lots of documents that exist in PDFs on their file servers. They have a lot of images that exist. They have a lot of graphics that exist, and these all are like lying somewhere in some kind of a cloud server, some kind of a Dropbox, or some kind of a data vault, lying in some kind of a cloud or on-prem file server. So again, AI document understanding, AI that understand documents like human from various file types, right? So definitely it's just not PDF as a file type. It could be a document, a Word document, a spreadsheet. It could be a zip file, an email, data existing in an email in an unstructured format, even in a PPT, PowerPoint presentation, or an image, right? For the classical example of your image in pharma industry or in healthcare industry is like your x-rays, right? There are images that exist. AI should be able to extract the data, interpret it, and provide some meaning into it. So data can exist in these unstructured documents in different file types, as well as different data types. Like you could have a shipping document or a sales order document which can have a barcode. So AI should be able to interpret that barcode. You can have a data existing in terms of an images, in terms of handwritten notes. It could be just like a data existing in certain tables, right? So AI should be able to not only look at each of these wide variety of file types, but it should also be able to get this data out of these data types as well. So that's a very clear distinction. And in our live demo, we would show you the capability of the platform and how AI can accomplish some of these data extraction from these documents. Well, at this stage, I'd like to introduce eZintegrations. This is a platform that has, wide variety of usage. It can do a lot more than just AI document understanding. But for the purpose of this webinar, we are talking everything in the context of AI document understanding. So the architecture for this platform would be very simple, right? On one hand, you would have a source system where your unstructured document exists, and those sources could be some kind of file server system, like data files existing, let's say in your SharePoint, in Dropbox, or let's say NetDoc, the file vault systems for that are there. So these systems could be either cloud or they could be on-prem. Our platform has the ability to connect to these sources and uh, get these documents, connect with these documents that exist on these sources, and then apply AI document understanding on these documents and extract the meaningful data and then send it to the target that you want. And that this target could be anything. It could be a target could be, let's say, your ERP application, ERP system, or it could be a CRM system, or it could be a some kind of a database, data warehouse, or some kind of a data lake, right? You want to get all this information out of it and push it into some kind of a data lake for your reporting, for your data analytics. So all that is possible. Basically, we can get the data from these unstructured documents and push it into any target of your choice. Moving on to the next slide. So basically, a little bit in more detail what just I articulated. So you can have a wide variety of documents, like talking about, let's say, agreements, contracts, purchase orders, receipts, invoices, medical bills. I mean, again, these document types would vary from industry to industry, companies to company. But what I'm trying to emphasize here is document types having unstructured document, unstructured data. We can connect to these unstructured data and extract data, whatever information or the business requires. For example, it could be some critical attributes out of it, critical data, some kind of table data, images you want to extract out of it. Then transform those data and push it into target, and the target is your ERP, CRM, another data warehouse, another data lake, or it could be another file system. As I said, we support different types of data. I think we have already talked a lot about this thing, so I'll just move on. Okay, so again, just to make a just to give you a flavor of like what in what context we are talking about, right? So here I'm just trying. We have listed down few use cases based on working with our customers that we feel are relevant use cases of AI document understanding and can definitely add value to the company or to the industry. By no means this is an exhaustive list. It is just based on our experience working with our customers on some of these use cases. For example, for pharma industry, like we were talking about, there are specification documents like packaging specification documents or compliance reports, or like process specification documents, or like batch records, right? All those documents have lots of data in the form of unstructured data, and that unstructured data can be extracted out of these documents and put it into more structured sources for your data analytics, for for driving certain workflows, for compliances, for so there are lots of usage of these AI document understanding with respect to these documents in pharma industry, and we will look at one of these use cases in our live demo later in the demo as well. Same way for the insurance industry, you got lots of policy documents, claims documents. You have once somebody files claims, there are damage assessment reports, there like a coverage summaries report and things like that. So all these documents, all this information exists in an unstructured document. It could be a PDF, like I mentioned, right? So it could be anything, but there's a lot of information that exists in these documents, and it always helps to extract information out of these documents and push it into a system or an application where it can be used for your further classification, for it could be used for managing the compliance risk, or it could be used for driving workflows. So again, similar use cases, but different document types for insurance industry. Another very interesting field where we see usage of AI document understanding is a legal industry, in a legal firm that has, let's say, offices across the states, and with, let's say, hundreds of attorneys producing thousands and thousands of documents in terms of, let's say, notices, subpoenas, judgments, pleadings, dispositions. And each of these documents, again, I mean, if any of you guys are familiar with the court system here in US, each of these documents are produced in the form of a unstructured document that has lots of valuable information in it at every step of the way, right? And it really helps a legal firm if these documents can be managed, processed, and data can be extracted out of these documents and put into more structured format for data analysis, for onboarding, for deboarding their customers, and then driving workflows, approval workflows for their internal operations. And we are going to take one use case for legal industry also later in the demo. And again, these are just simple representative sample of use cases. By no means this is an exhaustive list of use cases. Every company is different, and every company can have a very specific use case for something like this. Well, moving on to our live demo. I think I'm running slightly behind my schedule, so I'm just gonna quickly jump into the demo. But at this stage, if you guys have any question so far, please feel free to post it in the chat window. My colleagues are continuously monitoring the chat, and we will try to address questions after this session. We have a dedicated Q&A session, or I would try to ensure that I address that question during the presentation itself. So at this stage, the first use case that we are going to show you is related to a pharma industry. And what is this use case? So the use case is very, again, I think I have referred this use case and again, which is, let's assume, or let's say there are certain uh, specification documents. In this case, let's say process specification documents that exist in a company at a SharePoint, right? And so they have a bunch of document that exist within these specification documents. You have unstructured data in the form of like images, a table format, and then there are certain details, and then there's some key attributes like the manufacturing temperature, the formulation, ingredients, like basically the bill of material to produce a drug, the what temperature it should have, what are the risk, what are the compliances, what is the header, footer, things like that. So these are the type of documents we have on the, let's say, on the source, which is SharePoint in this case. Our AI would connect to this SharePoint, read all these documents, and based on the business requirement of the data that business wants to extract, for example, they want to extract ingredient list or dosage information or manufacturing parameters, will extract out of these documents and push it into, let's say, a laboratory information management system or a QMS system or maybe a manufacturing system. So that's what we are going to show you in this demo use case one. And at this stage, I'd like to invite my colleague Fardeem for walking us through that demo. Fardeem, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Adil. Okay, so let me present myself. Hello, everyone, and I'll be taking you all to the technical flow, the technical demo on three different use cases and across three different industries. So, to begin with, right before we dig into the use case, I would like to get you all familiar with the Easy Integration platform. Whatever Adil has spoken about, we read the document, we understand the document, A understands it and routes it to the target. So all this happens using this particular product. We have easy integrations right here. So this is from step one, this is where we read the document. In step two, we understand AI, we send it to the AI and AI solution understands the document. It extracts the content that we have asked it to extract and it routes it to the target system. So let's just dig into the use case right now without wasting much time. So the first use case has Adi had given a quick overview that will be dealing with the specification documents. Now, pharma industry has a lot of documents, right? So we have active pharmaceutical ingredient documents, we have drug master file, we have SOPs, we have batch manufacturing records or batch production records. So different documents, right, in pharmaceutical industries. And when we say unstructured, so the word unstructured, so it means that though the documents are specification documents, that there can be many other specification documents, but they are very different from each other. So one of the document that I have opened right now, that I have it in my source, which is SharePoint, you can see that the document contains the headers, the document contains the footers, which contains the document number, we have a title, we have version, we have the header, we have the paragraph. We also have the images in the documents. There are a lot of images right here. And we also have the revision table. So if you can see in the document, we have the table content as well. So what we would be doing is we'll be sending this particular documents or all the documents to the AI solution and ask AI to understand each and every document, which are quite different from each other. So if you can see the first document and if you can see the second document, I have it in my source. So they are quite different, although they are the specification documents. The content might be similar, but document type, structure, and design are completely different. So let's move to our easy integration and connect our source, right? So I have connected my SharePoint as a source so that it extracts all the document. This is not extracting the content of the document, it is extracting the document. So once I'm done with extracting the document, connecting my source, I'll move to my step two, where I said that in step two, we'll be passing the document to the AI solution, and AI solution as a human will read, understand, and extract, right? So we have our API AI solution that will go through each and every document pixel by pixel. So I want to focus here on the word pixel, because if you look at the older technologies like OCR or few other technologies that most of the companies use, they won't go pixel by pixel. So if you go, from the document, if you go pixel by pixel, so it extracts every detail or every data that is at every corner of the document. So if you can see my screen, I have opened a console which shows me the document data extraction live from the source. So you can see that from different specification document that I had in my source, I had extracted all the content from the document. Now, I don't want all the content to be sending it to my target system, right? So I want to extract few of the specific fields from the document. For example, if I look at the document here, Let's say I just want to extract the revision table right here so that I know what's the revision done to the document, or I would like to extract the document number, or I would like to extract the version number of the document, or let's go specific and I want to extract the hash content of the document. So I will specify to my AI operation in simple English, that would be a simple English prompt, that extract the following fields, that's the document number, version, the title, or any of the fields that you want out of the document. And I'll just write that and I'll ask it to extract in a simple plain English, as I said. So what my AI operation will do, it will go to the content that was extracted by one more AI solution. It extracted all the content from the document, and this particular AI solution will pick the specific fields from that extracted data and will provide me the output. So if you see my screen, you can see that. So this represents one particular document. So you can see a line here. So this represents one particular document data. It went to a document, it extracted the document number, which I wrote in simple English. It extracted the version. So whatever fields I had asked it to extract, so it has extracted from the specification document, which are completely unstructured, right? Which are completely different from each other. So it understood the design, it understood a document just like us humans, and extracted the fields. Now, once we get the data, now we want to route it to a target system, right? So as Adil has already mentioned in his use case, that we can send it to any of the target, like we have QMS in pharma industry, we have LIMS, that is Laboratory Information Management System. So we can send it to any of the target. For the use case, I am sending it to my AI window, where I would like to show you a side-by-side comparison and the extracted field which I have in the table content. So this is the side-by-side comparison of the JSON structure and the document. So our AI solution can either extract the data in Markdown format or in the JSON structure. And the side-by-side comparison, I would like to highlight few of the things to show you the capabilities or features of the AI solution. So if you can see, I have headers here in the document. So I have this document number, title. So AI understood that particular header. It had extracted the document number, version, and the footer details right here. And once it's extracted that, uh, it also has understood the hierarchy level of the document. So what I mean by hierarchy is, let's say this is my header, test and acceptance limit. So this is my main header, and inside that main header, I can see that I have appearance. So it has understood that test and acceptance limit was the main header here, and under that I have appearance. And if I can see here, you can see that identification has two more subheadings, like A for ion spectrum and B for film formation. So if I click on this identification, it has also understood that particular hierarchy level, that inside identification, it is giving me IR spectrum and film formation. So not just data extraction, not just the data extraction it does, it also understands the document at different hierarchies. One more thing I would like to focus here is the images that is being extracted. So the images will be extracted in base 64 encodings. So if you can see here, I have the images from the documents that is extracted, and I have provided a visual view of the image. So we have different images from the document and it has been extracted. And one more thing, the most important thing from the document is the table structure. So most of the companies, they struggle extracting the table structure, and I would like to show you this particular revision history table. So now, if you think of this table structure, the relation is one to many, right? So we have this version, and each and every row and columns are different, and it should make a sense out of it when it extracts the data. So if you see this revision history, I have this version number 3 here, right? And version number 3 gives me the data of this particular row. It also gives me the description. So in the description, you can see that there are two different points. So under 3, I have description of change, and I have two different points that's there in the description. So just like that, it has understood the table structure and it has created an array out of it. So, this was just a side-by-side comparison how AI solution extracts the data from any given document. So this table structure which I have right here, this is to show you how each field has been extracted that I asked particularly for it to extract. For example, document number, document type, a version number, revision history. So whatever field I had particularly asked for it to extract, it has extracted. After all the extraction, so you are doing this extraction from source and you're routing it to target, and you want an overview visual of this particular extraction process, so you can have that as well, where it will give an overview which will provide you a charts and graph that tells what were the types of document that was there, how it has been extracted, what was the product name, and the title of the document. So just to summarize the first use case that we have went through, so we connected our source that was in the SharePoint. So we had different specification documents which were completely different from each other. And we connected our source. We send that particular documents, all the documents to our AI solution. AI solution went and understood each and every document, and it extracted the particular fields which I had asked to extract, and we have rotated it to the AI window. So in the use case, we have rotated to the AI window, but in the real case scenario, we can route it to any of your system which supports API database. We can send it to any of the target systems. So that's about the first use case. Over to you, Adil.
Yeah, thanks, Fardeen. Fardeen, can you please just go back to that screen where we have different operations? So, guys, there was a question. Hey, Michael, I think you are asking how we do data validation. So I just want to make sure that we refer this question before we move forward, though we are running slightly behind our schedule. So what happens in this process is once we extract the data, you see these can you please remove this Fardeen, can you please just focus on the operation side on the left hand side? Yeah, close this. Yeah, thank you. So we have an exhaustive list of data transformation steps here, and by the way, whether you guys picked up or not, these are data transformation steps like convert single line to multi-line, data extraction, base 4 encoding, AI data operation. Same way, we have number of uh, steps and operations which are simply drag and drop. This platform allows you to apply any data transformation step just by dragging and dropping it in the canvas, and you are ready to go. No coding is required. Now, coming back to your question of how do we validate the data. So we validate the data once. So what we are doing is we are reading the source, converting everything into JSON format, if you understand the technical thing, and then we apply these data transformation, data validation steps on that data. Let's say, for example, you are extracting, let's say, a date of birth, or let's say social security number out of a document, and the rule is social security number cannot be less than 9 digit or cannot be more than 9 digit. It has to be 9 digit, right? So what we do is we apply a data transformation step which will validate the authenticity, validate the accuracy of these data types, and and then if it is meeting that business rule, we move it forward through the pipe. Otherwise, we flag it and we raise an alert and send back the information to the users for correction. So these are some of the data validation examples. So this is like based on your intended data validation steps, we would be applying these. We will be modeling this pipeline for you guys, and accordingly data valid, because it varies from business processes to business processes, and it varies from use case to use case. But our platform allows a lot of flexibility in terms of data validation. Let's say you want to do some kind of a deduplication of data before sending to target. That can be done. We have a step wherein it checks the duplication of record, and then if it is duplicated, it raises a flag. for the user as well. So a lot of things, and we are more than happy to walk you through after this demo as well. So yeah, for the just wanted to address this question. Please
Right.
move to the second use case.
All right. Okay, so let's move to the second use case. So the second use case is about the insurance industry. So let me just open the files which I have here. All right. All right. So in a second use case, so what we are doing is we are specifically talking about the file types or the documents that we have in the insurance industry. So as you all know, the insurance industry has lot of documents. So it can be, health claim forms, policy documents, we have underwriting forms, we have customer correspondence. So lot different types of documents that's, us either send it over mail, or either we have it in our management system or any other source. So here, what we are focusing right now is how we can extract the data from the particular document, which is the medical claim form, how we'll extract each and every information, and how we'll route it to the target system. So pretty much similar to the first use case, I would say, but not completely same. So as in the first use case, what you all saw was we had different documents, but I can say that they had a particular structure, right? So they had the title, or they had the para or table structure image, something like that. Though they were, unstructured. But in this particular use case, what I'm showing you in my screen is a health claim form. So if you see, look at this health claim form, it has a lot of checkbox all over it. So, and the document data is not in the form of title or para. So it has this image, it has this header, it has a title, and all the data you can see is quite clustered, right? We can see that in just 3 pages we have lot and lot of data. And also something to note down here, if you see, the selection that we do in the document, that is through this X mark. So there's a checkbox and we select the document. So if some human is reading this document, and he will be able to understand, right? So Medicare, he has selected Medicare, so that means it's Medicare. So for AI to understand, so our AI or solution also understand this particular data. So it will tell us that this particular document is a Medicare, and it will extract each and every information through every pixel that it scans. So that's just an overview summary how we are doing it. So let me just go to the easy integration. Since it's quite similar, so I'll just show you the extraction process that we did. So in the source, we selected our source as SharePoint, where I had the health claim document. I extracted the content and I fed it to the AI. AI understood each and every document. It extracted all the content from the document, and it is providing me the content of the document. Just after I got the content, I'm explaining what kind of data I want in simple English. For example, I'm just telling in simple English that I want the patient name, I want the birth of date, I want the policy number, I want the policy date. So all this uh, prompt that I have put in simple English to my AI solution, it will go to this extracted data. It will check where these data are lying in this extracted data, and will provide me the key fields which I'm asking. So you can see that out of the document which I had, it has rightfully extracted whatever X marks which was there, and it has given me the output. Just like my first use case, so once we are done with extracting the content or the key fields that we have, so we are ready to route it to the target. So in this particular use case, just like my first use case, I'm sending it to my AI window. So let me just open and just show it. I'll be quick in this, and we can move to our final use case. So if you see the table structure right here, and the key fields I had asked it to extract. So we have the table structure which shows that each and every data it has extracted, and it is ready to be sent it to the target system. One more thing I would like to highlight here is, let's say you don't want to send your target system. You also have a feature. We also have a feature where you can just send it to a generative AI. Send the particular data to a vector database or flow through the LLM models and use a generative AI model, so that you can just ask the questions on the data that you have, like what is the document number or what was the policy on this particular document and how many document has been processed on this particular date. So you can just go ahead and ask the question to the AI and will answer it. So that's just an add-on on the second use case, what you can do with our solution. So Adil, I think, yeah, we can move to the next use case, right? I'll be
Yeah, just let me share my screen quickly and give the
right,
context, right? So,
right.
can
Okay.
So right, so we covered this second use case, which was from insurance industry, and I think let's go to the legal industry use case. And what we want to show here is basically a little different from the first two cases. Here also we are applying AI document understanding, but here instead of simply extracting the data out of these documents, what we are going to do is we are going to read this document through AI and understand it, whether it is a subpoena document, is it a judgment, is it a pleading or an agreement. Based on that, we will do this understanding, we will classify these documents accordingly, and we will send these documents in their respective folders at the target. So what you're going to see in this use case is bunch of documents lying in a file server. They're all mixed up. Our AI, we would run this through our AI. Our AI would read these documents, will understand whether it is a subpoena document, is it a judgment, or is it some kind of a notice or an agreement, or is it an NDA or whatever. And based on that understanding, AI will push that document in the respective folder at the target by classifying it as a subpoena, judgment, or etc., etc. So that's what we're going to show you quickly. And we can do anyways other things as well. Like once we have this, then we can extract the key data fields like the plaintiff, defendants, what is the code jurisdictions and things like that, and use that information to drive workflow approvals and things like that. But for a change, we're just trying to show you the classification portion of the demo right now. So Pradeep, please, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Adil. Yeah. All right, so this particular use case will be quite interesting. As Adil has already given you an overview of what the use case is about, so I won't waste my time explaining much about the use case. So, as Adil has said, so what we'll be doing is, so we have the bunch of different documents in my source. So these are the claim form, final judgment, legal forms, petitions, pleadings. So different types of documents that I have in my legal industry. So as a human, if you would go through each and every document, so you will be opening the document and you'll be understanding the content, right? And I would say, once you have understood the content, so it will be easy for you to classify it. Just that, this belongs to the policy, or this belongs to the claim form, or this belongs to the petition. Now, we already know in the first two use case that AI can understand the document like human. So it will extract the fields. So after extracting the field and after understanding the document like human, why not go a step ahead and ask it to classify it as well? So that's what we are doing it here. And I'll go ahead and run my workflow so that in the meantime, it classifies my document in the different folder that I have it here. So my source is SharePoint in this case, and my target is SFTP. So right now I have opened the SFTP folder, SFTP's platform, where I have different folders. So I would like to open and show it to you each and every folder that it's empty, and the folder is in the name of different files. For example, we have contracts, we have pleadings, we have legal documents, we have court orders. And let's say if any of the documents that I have it in my source doesn't match any of the criteria, that they don't belong to any of the folders here, so they will be moved to the others folder. So I have all these folders and I have all these files in my source. So let's just go ahead and start the flow so that it will work in the backend. Until then, I'd like to explain you what's happening internally, so that you have a better view or better understanding of that. So right now it shows green that my flow is running in the backend. So let me just go ahead and show you what exactly we are doing. So as I explained in first two use case, we are connecting our source and we are sending it to AI solution. It's exactly the same thing that's happening here. So my source is SharePoint where different type of files, I have it in a single folder. So I'll go ahead and click on this test button to test my connection of the source. My source is connected. I have all the files in my source, and just like as I did for my two different use case, even here I'll be passing all the documents to the AI solution, and I'll be asking it to extract each and every content that's there in the document. So AI will go ahead, so whatever the number of documents that we have in the source, so it will read each and every document and it will provide me the content. And moving to step two, I would say, once we extract all the documents, uh, as I showed you, there were different files, right? So they were not similar to each other. Some were claims, some were pleadings. Although they might have few of the data that were common in each and every file that we had. For example, each and every document might have a document type or might have a case number. They might have, they might not have. So I'll ask my AI operations or AI solutions to extract these fields from all the documents that I have. So AI solution will read this data, it will understand and will provide me the content I have asked for. So for example, you can see in my screen that I have the document type which says that this is a notice, this is a final judgment. So if it has a case number, it will provide me a case number. If it's not there, it will say that it's not specified. So whatever data I have asked for, it has went ahead from all the documents, it has extracted. Now it's up to me how I want to use this data, right? So I can either send it to my document management system, so any of the target system, or I can let's say I don't want to send it to any of the target system. I can just have a visual which tells me what were the number of files or documents I had in my source. So what were the number of documents that were processed and what was the file type. So I can have these visuals as well if I don't want to send it to the target system. So coming back to the flow, as I said, so these were empty and our solution has classified it based on the content that it is understood. So if you see in my others, it has Safina's petition. So I don't have folder for Safina. So it has put in others. I have pleadings in my pleadings. So I'll just go ahead and refresh this. So I have pleadings in my pleadings. So different folders and different files, it has went ahead, it has extracted and has sent it to this particular folders. So that's all about this use case. Handing over to you, Adil.
Yeah, thank you very much for the. However, we are always open for any personalized demo if you require. If you want to go through or rewatch this webinar, the recording would be available on our website after this, after I think tomorrow. And meantime, if you have any questions or if you have any additional use cases which you want to check with us, the feasibility of through feasibility of any use case, please feel free to reach out to us and we would be more than happy. Also, we are offering a free trial of our platform. You can take a look at this link and sign up for the free trial, which will allow you to test some of these documents and run the AI and get the desired output based on your specific requirements. If you require more information on the AI document understanding, it is also available on our website www.bizdata360.com, AI driven document understanding. So please check out for more details there. You could sign up for a free trial, as well as you could write to us at info@bizdata360.com, and we would be more than happy to get into a more personalized demo taking care of your specific use case. If you still have any questions, please feel free to post it in the chat, and I would be more than happy to answer those questions. And there were some questions, I think, related to there were questions around about HIPAA compliance, and so as I said in my previous during the presentation itself, I tried to address some of those questions, and I think hopefully that addressed the that part of it. Dan has one question. So before I sign off, I think, do you have any locally running AI models, or do documents always have to be uploaded to be processed? Do you retain anything for training? I'm concerned about privacy. All right, so perfect. So Dan, this is an excellent question, and the best part of our product is we don't store any data. So everything happens during flight. So we read the data, convert it into JSON in the flight. We apply the data operation, AI data transformation step. We call the AI document understanding, everything on the real time. And once we get the output, we send it to the target. Once it is done, we are done. We retain no data from it. So please, as far as the privacy is concerned, it is pretty secured. We are HIPAA compliant as well. We are SOC 2 compliant. We are partner to NVIDIA. We are partner to Oracle and Amazon as well. And our product is available on all of these marketplaces. And I would be more than happy to provide you details around it. Ritesh, do you want to add anything on this question? My colleague Ritesh, if you just check. Ritesh, do you have anything to add to?
So some of the documents, when it passes through the large language models, so those large language models, we can host it in private clouds if you are concerned about the models data passing through the models. But apart from that, when we read data from the source and sending it to the target system, we don't store any data at the staging area. So everything happens over data in flight.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. We overshot by 3 minutes, but I'm sure, I hope we were able to add value to your time. And please feel free to reach out to us if you still have any questions. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Thank you, everyone.